For anyone who grew up on the SNES edition of Mortal Kombat will tell you that the greatest satisfaction came from each fighter's fatality move. My favourite one is without a doubt Scorpion's.
Scorpion wins.
Mortal Kombat was directed by Simon McQuoid and stars Lewis Tan, Jessica McNamee and Josh Lawson among an ensemble cast of actors. The story follows MMA fighter Cole Young, who seeks out Earth's greatest champions in order to stand against the enemies of Outworld in a high-stakes battle for the universe. So, I have a confession to make. I've not seen the Mortal Kombat movies from the 90s. However, based on the lack of love shown from fans and critics alike in the reception of those movies, it feels like I did miss out on much. And thus we arrive at the reboot of this franchise, which based on the trailers and fan anticipation alone, feels like a back-to-basics approach, with the movie looking to capture the tone of the video game while simultaneously functioning as a solo story. From the opening scene, McQuoid establishes the gory, bloody tone of the action as we begin the story from the perspective of Scorpion, played by Hiroyuki Sanada. The director pulls no punches in the violence that we see on screen, as it's befitting of its video game origins. I like how the movie wastes no time in introducing us to the key characters, in particular the protagonist and villain. This includes a scene early on where we see Sub-Zero interacting with Shang Tsung in the Outworld, before we see Cole encountering Jax as they're being hunted by Sub-Zero. McQuoid and the screenwriters let us know from the get-go of their intentions to root this movie as an action flick. This was refreshing to see, as many video game adaptations suffer from an identity crisis in not knowing what genre they fall into. I also enjoyed how the fight scenes take its cues from the martial arts films that inspired the Mortal Kombat series in the first place. Though there's a fair bit of cutting back and forth during these sequences, it never became difficult to follow, as McQuoid delivers excitement and spectacle. Despite the movie's dark tone, there's actually a decent amount of humour, with the lion's share going to Kano, played brilliantly by Josh Lawson. I loved his dry sense of humour, complete with his native Aussie accent to boot, as the jokes and delivery from his character, by and large, works well. The acting does feel a little forced at the best of times, especially when it comes to the dialogue scenes. This includes Lewis Tan, who plays Cole Young. Despite Tan being a fairly likeable presence in the movie, he, along with most of the cast, aren't going to be winning plaudits with their acting chops anytime soon. While I appreciate that Mortal Kombat functions first and foremost as an action movie, it still would have been nice if the characters got more in the way of development. This is true for Cole, as we don't learn much about his backstory, nor does the script give us much of a reason to root for the protagonist. And even when we do learn of Cole's heritage, it doesn't add much emotional weight to his character's journey. Though the movie's fast pace allows us to quickly learn of the key characters involved, it does mean that the world building takes a backseat. Heroes and villains come and go throughout the story, as McQuoid gives us little time to appreciate the world that these characters inhabit. Overall, this reboot honours its video game origins, with blood, gore and badassery all on display in this adaptation. The movie functions as a solid action flick, with Simon McQuoid and the stunt team doing a top job of crafting slick set pieces for these beloved characters. Despite some wooden acting, thin character development, and the movie's fast pace that rushes through its world-building mythology, I'm going to give Mortal Kombat a 6.5 out of 10. So I'll now hand it over to you, as I want to find out whether or not you enjoyed Mortal Kombat, and do you think this is a faithful adaptation of the video game, as I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Also, if you're a big fan of movies like myself, then be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons, along with the notification bell to keep up to date with my latest videos. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.